Chris is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Tatum drives down and throws it down. Wow.
To throw, rainbows it down the right side for Kyle Pitts. He's got it. He's there. Touchdown.
Oh my indeed. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Bits podcast with Moko, here to talk about all things NBA playoffs and breaking news, because we have a lot of breaking news that happened this week out of nowhere. You hit us like a dump truck because we didn't even know what was going on. Then this random news dropped on Twitter from Woj.
Yeah,
so
all like today, like everything
everything in the span of 2 days. I think it was 2 days span, but it's crazy though. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's get right into it because there's a lot of breaking news, and we have the series to talk about, especially since the Suns actually beat the Nuggets in 4, and also relates to our breaking news today. So stick around for that. First thing I want to talk about: CP3 out for COVID, and Kawhi Leonard with the knee injury, potentially an ACL. So quick things about that. Kawhi is confirmed out for Game 6 and potentially out for the rest of the series against the – oh, crap. Am I blanking already on who they're playing? Yeah, the Jazz. They're out for the Jazz. I almost forgot. And then Chris Paul out for COVID. So we don't know if he'll be back for the Western Conference Finals, like how many games he's going to miss, but it's all up in the air. So hearing these injuries, like it was like that. I was like, what is going on? And I mean, with the injuries, what are your first thoughts about like the injuries when you first heard about them?
I mean, one of the first things that I saw about all the injuries, barring the fact that I heard about the injuries, was like LeBron, had that big tweet. It was like a series of like 3 tweets or something where he just absolutely rips the NBA like a new one, because of how they like restarted the season too early. And he was like, oh, these players are going to get injured. And then that's exactly what happened. So I don't know if, that's necessarily true. If they started the season later, that this may have not happened. We can't really say anything about that. Yeah. But it definitely sucks because, I mean, as a Nets fan, Kyrie is out. James Harden was out for a little bit. He's not playing to his full potential. And you also just hate to see like other stars on other teams. Like you want to see the teams like just like duke it out, at full
potential,
Exactly. Full potential. You want to see all that. So it definitely sucks to watch all these injuries happen. But the Chris Paul thing for me, I think is kind of baloney, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Because I know that LeBron went to like a party during his series with Phoenix in round 1, and he didn't get anything. He was able to play. And then Chris Paul hugs his family, and now he's out indefinitely.
That's like how you put it away. Like he hugged his family, and now he's out.
No, that's literally what they're getting
Western
him for.
Conference.
Like I don't think it's fair, honestly. I think it's a little ridiculous. And Chris Paul's like fully vaccinated also, so like they can't even use that against him. So I think him being out for these COVID protocols, I think it's BS.
Well, yeah, I think like especially with the COVID thing, let's like I'm just gonna put my stance. Like I think we're at a point where like I think we're like majority vaccinated, and I think we're getting to a point where like I think we're like starting to break out of COVID, and I think some of these old COVID rules are a little overblown. I think they should reduce the time, less major testing, just make sure that they're not feeling symptoms. And especially if you're vaccinated, like I feel like you're all really safe because I think the vaccine really did work. So, Chris Paul should be, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, Chris Paul should be back for the Western Conference Finals. People are saying he might be out for 1 or 2 games. We don't know. Again, with these COVID protocols, we don't know. So I hope he comes back. Hopefully this COVID thing is all going to be quick and done, especially with the vaccine. Especially for the now let's move on to the Kawhi thing, because that's actually a bigger deal because we don't know what the injury is. It says day-to-day knee injury. People said potentially it's an ACL injury.
That's what I saw on Twitter and Instagram. I saw ACL, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going on basketball reference, and they said it's just knee injury, no ACL yet. And if it's an ACL, he's out for this season and next season. Mm-hmm. So that's going to really suck for the Clippers. And second of all, sucks for Kawhi because he's got to take about a half a year to recover from that as well. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be at full potential basically until the playoffs of 2 years from now. And I mean, I hope he comes back. Hope it's just a sore, like not a sore knee, but like hope it's something quick so he can get back. And if the Clippers win against the Jazz, they're going to need him next round against the Suns, or else the Suns are going to smoke him in 4.
Absolutely.
That's kind of how I'm seeing it. But yeah. See, and also going back to your point about like this, a bunch of people getting injured this year. It's been a really weird season. Like maybe LeBron was right about we started the season too early, and that's the reason why we're getting to so many injuries. And it's really been a sucky season for any like NBA fans, especially because they don't get to see our star players play a lot because they're injured. So Nets fans feel it the most, and a lot of other major teams feel it the most. I mean, Jason Tatum. I mean, Brown actually. Correction, I got to feel it too because Brown was injured.
No, Brown was out for a while.
Brown was out for the last 2 games and for the playoffs, which really ruined our chances. So I'm like, actually, I guess Celtics fans did really feel it as well. Point being, injuries affect the NBA a lot harder than you think, and this season is a good representation of that.
Yeah, I think LeBron definitely has a point. I don't know if he's correct or not, like I said, but I think he definitely has a point because like the amount of injuries that we're seeing is like ridiculous. You know, like injuries are a part of the game and whatnot, but at this like level, where almost at this point, just about every team in the playoffs right now is experiencing some form of like BS. You know, with Chris Paul being out for the COVID protocols for the Suns. I think the Jazz are the only ones that are.
No, I was gonna say the Jazz have Mike Conley out. So
Mike Conley's been out for. I don't think has he played at all? He played during the.
I don't think he has not played at all. I don't think this whole playoffs, which really did hurt their chances.
A couple games in the Grizzlies series, I'm pretty sure, but definitely not in the Clippers series. He's been out for the whole time. The Jazz are feeling it. Clippers are feeling it. Nets are feeling it now. Kyrie's been out. Harden was out for a little bit.
Sixers, I think, are fine.
Six.
I mean, you could debatably say Ben Simmons has been injured with his free throw shooting, but you know what?
He might as well be. Actually, no, that's not true because the Sixers, the Hawks, and the Bucks right now, I don't think off the top of my head have any major injuries.
The
starting lineups.
Yeah, no major players like example like a Drew Holiday isn't injured or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's still a lot of teams that are affected, and if you think about Nuggets didn't have Jamal Murray in the series, and that could have pushed the games to game 7, like pushed the series to game 7, and again, just they're already eliminated. But point being, injuries have been a big part of the season, just managing them,
and it's been like screwing with just everything. Yeah,
we're all fed up. We're done with this. We're done.
Exactly, like bro, I want to see everyone play. You know,
I know that's what we watch the game for, man. We watch for the players.
Exactly.
Next thing, we have a lot of coaches getting fired. It's like left and right. So the news came out that Scott Brooks on the Wizards got fired, and then after like 2 hours later, Steve Van Gundy from the Pelicans got fired after 1 year of being on the team. And then today, yesterday, let's tie it in. So yesterday, the GM of the Mavericks got fired, and then today, Rick Carlisle gets fired. So basically, they cleared house on the Mavericks, and then of course Gundy and Brooks got fired.
So wait, did Rick Carlisle get fired, or did he decide not to come back? Because I was hearing mixed things about that.
Now you're making me think.
I don't know if Rick. I know that I'm like I know Scott Brooks got fired. And
okay,
I'm pretty sure that Van Gundy got fired.
Never mind. He says Rick Carlisle won't return as the Mavericks head coach. So I guess he did quit.
Yeah, he probably was. Wasn't he? He wants to go to the Bucks actually, because I mean, once Milwaukee is done with this playoffs, other than the fact if they win a championship, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God, Woj tweeted this. Like this is his statement on notes. Wait, if you can see it, there you go. He made a statement on notes, like no formal statement or anything. He just wrote it on notes. He said, after my number of in-person conversations with Mark Cuban over the last week, I'm informed him that I will not return as the head coach of the Mavericks, and then yada yada. I'm just like,
that's so funny. Why he should have
made with his lawyers and made a formal statement. Why on the notes? Like that could have had so many faults.
Screenshot of his notes.
That's like, oh well, oh crap. I was about to say like we could tell like what carrier he has. Maybe he has like a Sprint user or something. I don't know.
I mean, does it matter if he is a Sprint user?
I don't know. Just kind of funny if I could pull something out there. But point being, Rick Carlisle seems like he was pissed and just wrote something on notes, and then like he didn't even formally make anything about it. He just wanted to leave his ASAP.
So that's Rick Carlisle's statement to Woj.
No, two statements to ESPN.
Oh, okay, but so it was Rick Carlisle's statement that he just wrote in his notes.
Yep. All right, there you go. That's.
I mean, I guess it just shows like how
done he is.
Like little he cares.
Yeah.
About like, all that kind of crap.
You know, apparently I was watching some guy and he's actually had a little more insight about this than I did. One guy on YouTube, he's talking about that apparently the former GM, I forgot his name, but he was like a super like major a-hole to everybody. Like he was super like my way, the highway type of deal. And like he was like basically like a former data analyst guy. And like he did his own stuff and like try to like enforce his will on certain things that he thought he would like, oh, this would be better. but then like Rick Carlisle is clearly the better a coach and knows what he's talking about.
Knows
so it's
about basketball.
Yeah. And like I feel like as a GM, you should be let the coach do his thing and make sure he give him the right players to succeed. Just don't be forcing like, oh, we should be playing like a triangle formation. I'm like, what?
No, the GM should have like very little to do with the playbook.
Yeah,
if anything.
That's Carlisle's job. And also going to the Bucks thing you were talking about earlier, I think Carlisle would be a great fit for the Bucks, considering Budenholzer can't do jack with the Bucks. I mean,
seriously, I don't know what his deal is, but he's been having so many problems. He has a 2-time MVP, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year in Giannis. Great second option in Chris Middleton. Just got one of the best
greatest pickup they've ever gotten.
Yeah,
Drew Holiday.
One of the best defensive guards in the league in Drew Holiday. And I mean, they're doing well now. I mean, I think, they're smoking the Nets right now because the Nets are allergic to scoring in the first half. But I don't understand why Budenholzer is having so many problems with the squad that he has. Like, they have the talent, they have the raw talent. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, they have 3, I would debatably say top 10 players. I don't know about Kyrie, but I say top 10 players.
Holiday, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's it's just interesting hearing all this news especially all at once, like especially during the playoffs. Like you would think they would wait till the offseason to take care of all this stuff, but they're just like, all right, we're just gonna keep moving on. Like we haven't even finished the playoff. I mean, I guess they're technically in their offseason. Like I guess the Pelicans are.
All those teams are because they all got eliminated.
Technically, but yeah, the next bit of news. I mean, yeah, the coach is being fired. We'll see. I don't think Van Gundy's going to find a spot. I think Brooks may find an assistant spot somewhere, but I don't think Van Gundy's ever going to find another head coaching spot again because just how bad he was.
Want him?
That's exactly it. He's a very old school kind of guy, and the thing that pissed me off the most is that he made Lonzo a spot shooter the whole year.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed every time I watch the Pelicans games. Like, why is Lonzo staying out there when he should be having the ball and feeding Zion? Is kind of my thought about it.
I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics you have to go through to make Lonzo your shooter, but I mean, and Lonzo's not a bad shooter. He was shooting pretty well this season.
You said that if you say that about 2 years ago, you'd be punching Van Gundy in the face because
I would be like, what are you even thinking? But
why?
I can't. I mean, Lonzo's a good shooter now, decent shooter now.
Yeah.
But he's a good facilitator. Give him the ball.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, I don't really have much to say. Otherwise, they really deserve to get fired. Like Scott Brooks.
Yeah,
couldn't get Beal anywhere. So I'm Beal's mad. So you might as well fire your coach because Beal has probably more power than Scott Brooks in the organization. Clearly,
yeah. And Beal doesn't even. He's been very vocal about not wanting to leave Washington, which I think is ridiculous. But
yeah. You want the Nets to get another superstar?
Yeah, I want Bradley Beal to come over to Brooklyn.
Oh my God!
I think it's a very similar situation to Damian Lillard. Both of those players have very good talent,
but they're loyal.
Exactly. There's I think it's they're just too loyal. I mean,
they're loyal to a fault.
But yeah, I think Bradley Beal is also starting to get on that track because he is clearly a great basketball player. Bradley Beal. So I don't understand why they got beaten 5 by the Sixers this past postseason. So I don't know, dude. It's really strange.
Exactly. So hopefully they find a good coach for Beal, or else Beal's gonna just retire.
Yeah.
So
Westbrook's also there.
Yeah, Westbrook's also there, but I don't know how much help that's gonna be. But let's go on to the news I actually told you right now before we started. Luka and Zion want out. They made statements about basically I want to leave this organization, and I want to preface.
You just told me that I didn't I didn't hear about that at all until
it happened today, and I want to preface this I don't think my thought is and a lot of people in NBA circles are they don't want out. I think they're just trying to pressure. I mean, I think they will want out eventually, but I think their point being is that they want to push pressure the organization to get them the right pieces, get them a better coaching staff, whatever they need to do, to surround them with better players or better equipment, whatever resources, because they are not getting the sufficient enough resources with the current roster and team and staff they have now, and they're their star player, top whatever, there's their best player, their star, superstar, all-star player. And they're if they're saying this, and if they want to leave, that's a problem. The Pelicans without Zion is nothing. The Mavs without Luka are nothing. you need to get them the pieces they need.
Especially since Mark Cuban has been pretty vocal about how he wants to keep Luka like pretty much forever. You know, like he wants to make him like the franchise player, kind of like Dirk. And yeah, I mean, if it's like his third, fourth year in the league at this point,
yep.
And he says he wants out, like you're in trouble because that guy is only going to get better. You know, definitely a future MVP, I think. Potentially Finals MVP as well. But yeah, if you want to keep him, you got to start building around him.
Yeah, they are the future of the NBA.
Clearly was not the piece.
Yeah, clearly KP was not it, and clearly, I mean, I guess Lonzo was all right. I think Brandon Ingram, Lonzo are pretty good. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the bench, and then Steven Adams, like
Brandon Ingram was on the Pelicans. That should just testify more to like Steve Van Gundy's coaching because
Brandon Ingram was fire on the Pelicans, and Lonzo played well.
And I wasn't Ingram an all-star last year or this year.
I'm gonna double check that so we don't.
Yeah,
let's see, because I don't. I mean, Ingram.
I think I remember hearing Ingram being an all-star at some point, but
he is most improved player last year.
Okay, so most improved player, but still, like he's a great player. Lonzo's great, Zion's great. Why they didn't even make the playoffs? Like, what the hell? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I also like one thing I noticed that a lot of people were talking about. Like, I didn't come up with this, but a lot of people were saying like, why'd you get Steven Adams, a person who'd sit in the paint and block Luka's like lanes and also like paint area where he dominates? Like, you should just you should surround Luka with shooters, and then you let Luka. I mean, not Luka, Zion. Surround Zion with shooters.
Okay, yeah.
Let Zion do his thing.
You said Steven Adams and Luka, and I was like, what?
No. But yeah, Steven Adams is not a good fit there, and I think that's one of the mistakes that like the Pelicans organization made. Was like getting Steven Adams was not helpful.
And Steven, like I love Steven Adams. Steven Adams great, but no, I think you're totally right. He wasn't a good fit there because, like you said, he's just clogging the paint, and that's where Zion needs to do most of his work.
You know who needs a center? Celtics. Celtics. And I'm saying if the Pelicans make the right moves, they're gonna ship Adams somewhere. So like we could pick him up, or like they'll let him walk or whatever.
That would actually be great for the Celtics because Steven Adams is more of an offensive big man, and you already have a defensive big man in Robert Williams.
I think he'll bring that offense to the front court that we never had last year. I mean, Tatum was our power forward. You could say he was our offense, but like he's more. If you really think about it, Jaylen Brown's more of a shooting guard and Tatum's more of a small forward. You really need to get some like true bigs, like true like stretch forwards or defensive bigs in there. Like Robert Williams is a good fix, and then Steven Adams would be great. But I'm going on a tangent. Point being, does it get Luka and Zion some help, or are they out? They're going somewhere else, and they're bringing their talents to South Beach. So
both of them going to South Beach.
We're going to South Beach. So yeah, I mean that's it for that little like quick snippet of news. But we got two more pieces of the news. There's a lot of stuff that went on during the NBA. So the next part is actually about the Team USA stuff because the Olympics are this summer. Are this summer? Is it this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're this summer. So quick thing, Pop is replacing Coach K as the official coach of Team USA. Congrats, Pop. I love both of the coaches. Coach K, I was raised on Duke UNC basketball, like the rivalry, because I was a UNC fan. So sad to see Coach K walk, but I think Pop would be a great replacement. And currently, as we know, Tatum has accepted a spot on there, Beal and Lillard, because you just told me about Lillard. So we have three solid players on Team USA.
Those are three great players right there. Definitely gonna bring a gold medal home for the boys.
Did you want to talk about the thing with Serbia?
Oh yeah, and how like Serbia is looking low key kind of dangerous because they're gonna have Luka, Jokic, and Boban.
I think he's Boban. I think Boban's Serbian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from. Because him and Luka are from. I think they're both like from the same country, which is Serbia. So
I think so. I think so.
Two 7-footers on Serbia, and then Luka. So like I don't know,
Luka
is looking kind of dangerous.
Wait, no, he's from Slovenia.
Oh, he's from Slovenia. Wait, Luka.
Slovenia. So where's Joker from? I'm gonna look where Nick Joker.
He's got to be from Serbia.
He's from Serbia. So where is Boban? I'm quickly doing Serbia. So Serbia's gonna have Joker and Boban, and Slovenia will have Luka. That'll be fun.
I'm telling you, bro, Jokic and Boban on the same squad.
Put Jokic at the 4 right now, and then put Boban at the 5. This is about to be a dominant
Jokic
team.
starting point guard.
What are you pulling a Bol Nuggets type thing? Putting a Bol bubble type thing and put him at the 5 or for 1 or whatever.
Big man in that point guard. I think it's great. I think it's a great way to go. Especially if you have a player like Jokic. I think putting Jokic at the starting guard spot is perfect.
He just towers over all the European dudes.
Exactly. Who's going to guard him? They're going to have to switch a center on him. It's not like they're going to have like some 6'3" guy guarding Jokic. Like that's
be kind of hilarious, but
it would be comical.
Yeah, but congrats Team USA, and hopefully you get some more players after the playoffs are done. Maybe most of the playoff players will probably opt out, but hopefully some of the the teams that didn't make it, maybe we'll get like a Zion will join, Brandon Ingram will join, Luka may actually I can't say Luka. Yeah, who else? I can't think of anybody. Like LeBron may join. I don't know if LeBron wants to put some more strain on his body playing for Team USA again.
I think he did say that he's going to opt out of the Olympics, LeBron, and he's going to play for the Toon Squad instead.
Oh, that's what it was. That's the other piece of news. That's the other piece of news that happened 4 days ago about him taking his talents to Toon Squad over Team USA.
He said, screw the Lakers, screw you Coos, and he's just going to play with the Toon Squad.
Toon Squad. That's what it was. I was like, I saw this thing on Twitter because I follow this other podcast, and they're like, this is such disrespect. Like LeBron not playing for Team USA. I'm like, man's 36. Like, what do you expect him to do? He's not gonna be able to play another season if he gets injured at Team USA.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to play for them.
I know. He doesn't even want to play for the Lakers. He doesn't want to play for the NBA right now. So
I don't want LeBron to play on the Olympic team if he doesn't want to. You know what I mean?
He's going to be a liability at that point. So
because then he would obviously not care or just not put his heart into it. Which
he can be there for moral support. I say that. I say
he'll show up to the games. Cheer the guys on.
Bring Toon Squad along with him, right? Bring Toon Squad.
Hopefully.
My God,
that would be the real moral support right there.
All right, last piece of news because this is also going 20 minutes, but I think this is the most exciting news of the whole series.
That's great news. That's great news.
Great set of news. But some news came out of Phoenix. Some fans apparently a Suns fan, I think during game 3 or game 4 was punching 2 Nuggets fans, yelling Suns in 4. Yelling Suns in 4. The 2 Nuggets fans ran away. D-Book saw that, saying we need to find this guy, and had an investigative team for the Suns organization find the guy, found the name, and now giving that fan an autographed Devin Booker jersey for saying that and doing all that, punching fans.
I don't think it was that hard to find him. His name on Instagram is Suns in 4. It definitely was not difficult for them to find.
That was before he changed his name after that happened. But point being, they had to look at the ticket registry and all that stuff. But point being, you're getting an autograph for fighting 2 fans. It's what I'm basically getting the gist of.
Bro, they literally. All right, so first off, for those who don't know the whole news about it, the video is hilarious. You should definitely watch it. Yeah. But oh my God, what was I gonna say? So the Nuggets fans swung first, supposedly.
Okay.
I heard he was actually on the Barstool. I forgot the dude's name, but the Suns in 4 guy was on the Barstool podcast. And he was telling the story. So apparently, the Nuggets fans swung first. And he was heckling them or whatever, talking trash. And then tried to watch the game, but then they started tugging at the back of his jersey or whatever. Then the whole altercation went down where he just pummeled both of them, and then they ran away like little sissies. But
that's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say the other word really, but I think this is one of the greatest things ever. I think it's hilarious because also Devin Booker is super into it, and I love that because
okay, I got the name. I got the name. Nick McKellar.
Yeah, Nick McKellar. Yeah,
Suns in 4. And he's on the Barstool about 2 days ago.
But I actually I love this whole thing that's going down because I love it when the fans kind of just trash each other. I'm not gonna advocate for.
What do you hockey? Like hockey fans?
Yeah, exactly like hockey fans.
Drunken hockey fans.
I'm a big hockey fan as well. But so I'm not necessarily advocating saying that you should go punch
fans.
Yeah, punch fans of other teams. But
I mean, if it gets you an autographed jersey, I mean, is it
Yeah, it
worth
might
it?
get you an
Probably.
autographed
And it
jersey,
gets you
you know.
spotted like featured on Barstool, like on the official
exactly.
Barstool.
And, you know,
with
Devin
Dave.
Booker or whoever the star is of your team might come looking for you. Who knows? But,
yeah, I should definitely punch some Nets fans and get a Tatum jersey.
Come at me. Come at me.
Yo, it's all set. It's a setup. It's a setup.
It was all a setup
to get a signed jersey. But yeah,
Suns at 4. Yeah, you punch me, I'll punch you, and then we can see if we can get signed jerseys from our team.
Bet. Oh my god, I love it. But
I gotta go punch a Bucks fan because we're playing the Bucks.
Yeah, punch a Bucks fan, see what happens.
I don't know any Bucks fans.
No, you have to go to the game and get hurt and get swarmed by Bucks fans. I think now, since everyone knows about that, they're all gonna be like high alert and be like, "Yo, if anyone starts punching me, we're swarming the guy."
No, definitely. They're sitting there like, if anyone comes in and says anybody in 4, like we're
punching him, swarm him. Because apparently it did happen. Because let's transition to the game, like the games and stuff. Because Suns actually 1-4 against the Nuggets. So
he was right.
I'm gonna say if he said that during Game 4, I don't know the full story. But again, I don't know which game he said it. But if he said it during Game 4, bro, like why? And if he said it during Game 3, I'd be like, all right.
I think he said it during Game 3.
So yeah, that's respectable.
Yeah, exactly. No, he made it.
Okay. Yeah, game. I think it looks like Game 3 because Friday the 11th. Yeah, it would have to be Friday the 11th. Can't be this week.
Game 3. So he totally predicted that. Awesome. I mean, it's not like it was that difficult to predict.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
I think that was a really interesting series to watch because did you watch any of the games?
I watched a couple and it just looked like the Suns had full control.
That's what I was just about to say. I only watched a couple of the games, but you could just watch the Suns offense and their defense. Honestly, they played great defense, but their offense was just carving the Nuggets defense. Like it was nobody's business. They had control the whole time. It was like never up for debate.
I mean, it's still like, I think they played, like the Nuggets played well. I think it's just a problem of, I think, defense. And also just having Chris Paul being overpowered and Devin Booker being overpowered.
Yeah, and also Jamal Murray was out. So that definitely could have probably been, 5-6 game series. I still think the Suns would have won either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just really strange to watch the MVP of this season get absolutely torched.
Oh, hold on, a quick thing. Yeah, the MVP getting torched, but I just thought about this real quick because we didn't discuss this. But think about it. So if Jamal Murray is back, and think about it, like if they pushed to Game 6, Chris Paul has COVID right now. Imagine if a full strength Nuggets team played against a non-Chris Paul Suns team. Yeah, James is gonna get mad at us for saying this, but they could push it to Game 7 and potentially win if Chris Paul is not there. And of course, he's like, "Oh, great idea." Do you see him in the chat? It's like, "Oh, great idea that without Chris Paul we wouldn't have won." There is some logic to that because did you see their performance without Chris Paul in the first round? It wasn't great.
They did okay.
I think they weren't a bad team. I'm just like, Chris Paul is that X factor that they need with playmaking and leadership that they need on the court to play at their elite level that they have. And if without him, I don't think they could. I mean, I think they could win Game 7, but it would be a hard Game 7 push. I would say
tougher series for them. But also, you got to look at it. So Chris Paul makes Devin Booker a lot better, and Devin Booker
and DeAndre Ayton. Let's also put that in there.
But so he makes Devin Booker a lot better. Devin Booker is already a great player, but he has very little playoff experience, and we've seen him go through some slumps through the regular season, at least, where he's had some iffy games. So yeah, with Chris Paul not being there, and Jamal Murray being on for the Nuggets in this hypothetical reality that we're positing. I think it definitely would have been much tougher series for the Suns. I still think I probably would have had them in 6 or 7, but definitely would have been a lot tougher for them.
Yeah, I would confidently say Suns in 7 even, or even Nuggets in 7 if Chris Paul wasn't there. But again, I guess I'm a big Chris Paul fan in general. I'm not a Suns fan, but I'm just a Chris Paul fan. Dude, I have CP3s. I was fans since Lob City or even the Pelicans. So I love what Chris Paul does. I've heard he's an a-hole to teammates, but I mean, I think that's just part of him just pushing people. I think people get the wrong
similar mentality to Kobe and MJ. Not saying that Chris Paul has that.
MJ was an absolute I'll say it, asshole to his teammates. Like
he
was
totally
that.
was. Like famously, I mean, like Rasheed Wallace. No, it wasn't Rasheed Wallace.
Billington.
No, Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown was playing in the league when he was in.
I'm pretty sure, right? Wait, hold on.
Are you sure? Because
no, I'm thinking of someone else, but I'm
Steve Kerr, Bill Wennington.
It was it was when MJ was playing on the Wizards. It was when MJ
Wizards. I don't know Wizards, man. I just know from the documentary because we got to open our eyes open from the documentary that MJ was
Kwame Brown. Get out of here. It was
okay because I don't know any Wizards history with MJ because that was crappy MJ. That was not real MJ. So
so it was Kwame Brown, and apparently MJ just like totally ruined this dude's career because he would just because I think it was MJ was in the front office for the Wizards the season before he was a player, and then he decided to draft Kwame Brown at the number 1 pick, but intended on trading him for somebody else. I don't know exactly who. But and then that trade fell through. Yeah, exactly. So then apparently the trade fell through. So then MJ was stuck with Kwame Brown. He did not want him. He straight up did not want Kwame Brown. And then just like ripped the dude a new one every single time. Totally ruined his career, I think.
I mean, that's probably why he was terrible, but
exactly. But like, no, it's totally I mean, we're totally going off track here because we weren't talking about this as well. But it's about the whole thing of just like being like assholes to your teammates and stuff. Yeah, like MJ was a total asshole to his teammates.
Hold on. Pause. Pause. Quick second. This is my only. I'm gonna say this one thing. You don't have to comment back on it. But the thing about Kwame Brown's career got ruined. But second of all, why waste the first overall pick on Kwame and then trade? Why don't you just trade the first round pick instead of drafting then trading? It makes no sense in my mind. As a person who loves playing like my league in 2K, I always use the first round pick to draft, never to draft then trade. That is the dumbest thing. It lowers the value because depending on who you draft, whoever you draft will have different value to different teams. If you just leave the first overall pick, it has infinitely higher value overall.
Infinite value for sure.
Infinite value to any team because they could draft whoever they want. Mm-hmm. So that's my last comment on that. That's like definitely a GM thing. Never draft and trade. It's like my thing.
I also could. I mean, I saw this. Oh my God, I can't remember where I saw it. So I could be talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty confident that what I'm saying is true. But back to the point that we were actually going to make was, like these guys just pushing their teammates like really hard. Like the Chris Paul effect is definitely real. He makes whatever team he goes to infinitely better. I think it's really tragic that he's going to be out for these next couple games. And I think it's baloney, but that's just me.
I agree because I love Chris. I love that. I especially love that series, and hopefully in the Western Conference it'll be a fun game. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because whoever like the Jazz or the Clippers, whoever goes against the Suns in the next round, it's going to be a great series.
Yeah. Oh God, I was looking at I was thinking we had to talk about the 76ers Hawks next. I'm just like, I just remembered seeing the blowout, like the Sixers blew out. I mean, I hate Philly fans in general. I'm a Boston fan. I'm supposed to hate Philly. But point being, Hawks were down 30-25-ish points, came back in the second half and won the game 109-106 in game 5.
Are you looking at the box right now?
Yeah, at home in Philly blew a 25-point lead. Is that all I need to say about the Hawks? Like they are the surprise team. They're like the Cinderella story of this playoffs.
Check out Ben Simmons shooting from the free throw line that game.
Oh wait, yeah.
4 for 14. Yeah, 4 for 14. Like, dude. Oh my God.
And he's 2 for 4 on the field or on whatever.
How many points did he have that game?
He had 8.
8 points. And he played 38 minutes, I think, something like that.
Yep, right? 38 minutes. 9 assists. Yeah. 9 assists, steal and a block. Only 1 foul.
I don't understand why. I mean, these playoffs have to solidify Ben Simmons just being I mean, I don't want to say a bum because like he's still a decent player
in the regular season.
Totally overrated for sure.
In the regular season, I'd say he's a better
in the regular season he's great, but for some reason the playoffs he just blows.
Okay, can I also say actually I'll let you finish. Let me let you finish.
So I think that if Philly ends up losing this series to the Hawks, which I think is very possible, I do not see Ben Simmons staying in Philly for much longer, whether that be him wanting out,
Fair.
the front office trading him, or the fans might straight up just run him out of town because they don't want him. Like, I mean, Philly fans are brutal. You just said it,
Yeah.
Like, they definitely just run that dude out of town, no problems.
Boston fans are a-holes because we have to compete with Philly being a-holes. So like that's kind of where we get our energy.
Yeah, exactly.
But
someone has to. Yeah, you guys like kind of balance each other out sometimes, but like both of you guys suck. Like Philly fans and Boston fans.
God!
I know Boston fans as I'm a Yankees fan, so I know Boston fans as Red Sox fans. So yeah, I've always hated Boston.
You see why this dichotomy works great on the podcast. But
and we got James in the Western Conference.
Yeah. Oh my God. But the one thing I'm going to say about the series, like Game 5 especially, Seth Curry and Joel were the only people scoring in the second half, first of all. Second of all, Tobias Harris only had 4 points the whole game. This man has not been performing in the second round. I'm just like, why? You need to step it up, Tobias, because you were scoring like 30-plus points every game during the regular season and even in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? I mean, he did play a couple games good, but like he needs to consistently be good if you want to win against the Hawks. Because you can't disrespect the Hawks now. You can't disrespect them. They're up 3-2 against you.
Yeah, no, you definitely can. They have pieces that I said it last week. They have a lot of shooters. Trae Young is very dangerous. Clint Capella is awesome. John Collins, great rebounder, big, kind of like
overall big. I think overall big. I like
big.
that.
He's great at that. So yeah, like I don't think like anyone disrespecting the Hawks at this point, I think needs to turn the TV on because they're a serious threat right now.
People like downing the Hawks. I'm like, I mean, every mainstream media like ESPN and all that will downplay the Hawks because they're always about the big market teams like the Philly and stuff because that makes it better because they can have Kevin Hart on their show and talk about the Hawks, the Sixers. So as like someone who's very impartial about this and like just not impartial, but point being like we like to look at the smaller market teams and say like, oh, we can like root for the like smaller guy because they're playing really well. They deserve it. And if they beat the Sixers, they definitely deserve it. And they should definitely get more heat in the mainstream sports media.
Because also like Philly they have like no injuries right now, no major injuries. So if the Hawks beat them, like, yeah, they definitely deserve it 100%.
At full strength. It's not like you can classify Ben Simmons as injured because his elbows are not working. His elbows are.
I mean, that's not. I mean, he's still on the floor.
4 for
14 though. Like I can't imagine. Like I just don't get it. He's a guard. Like
I actually. I heard this from I think Dorsberg or some of the announcers during the Sixers game like last night or the night before. We should basically just pull a hack of Ben and just let him shoot free throws the whole game.
I mean, bro, that's what the Wizards were doing for like I think the one game that they won. It was like the last like 5 minutes or like the last 3 minutes or whatever. They were like, let's just put Ben Simmons on the free throw line because
it's hack-a-Ben, bro, or hack-a-shack, but hack-a-Ben.
Exactly. Hack-a-shack, hack-a-Ben, whatever you want to call it.
Dude, every time I heard when I first heard that, I just thought about the clip about like apparently it's like you remember that tip off is like apparently they called a hack-a-shack and then Pop is like this to Shaq is like,
oh
you remember that clip? Yeah, all NBA fans should know this clip, but you look up just hack-a-shack coach. Like just Coach Pop, and you'll like punch thumbs up or whatever. You'll love
that's
it.
Also why I love Pop is because he like has a good sense of humor as well.
He's like, you see Shaq at the ball first, you foul. Like probably they're calling it a hack-a-shack on whoever the Sun player.
It was literally like right off the tip off.
It's right on the tip off, and he's just like you see him like this on the sideline.
I got the game plan all set out.
Oh my God, but yeah, I just heard that I was like, hack-a-Ben might work. Hack-a-Ben's gonna work. I think it'll work.
Honestly, I'm thinking when do they play again? They play tomorrow, right?
They play tomorrow. Yes,
Mark
correct.
my words. I'm telling you, if it's a close game,
hack-a-Ben.
The fourth quarter, they're gonna start just there's gonna be hack-a-Ben.
Hack-a-Ben.
If it works, like 4 for 14 from the free throw line, I'm gonna put you on the free throw line.
Hey, you don't have to play any defense against them because if you're fouling them, you just put your crappy players in and just let them rack up the fouls, and then you just play offense with like leave Trae Young on the field on the course, obviously on the field.
Yeah, you can
court,
literally put like a role player bench warmer and be like, just go hit him. Like
just go hit him or hug him or whatever you gotta do to foul.
Like I don't care what you do, just foul him. You know, like
dude, I love this hack of end thing. All right, I think we talked about hack of end long enough. I think we should definitely talk about the Clippers, especially with the Kawhi thing, because we just talked about the Kawhi injury, but I definitely didn't talk about the Clippers' performance, Game 5 without Kawhi. Let's talk about that. Did you watch that game? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did actually watch that game.
Yeah. So I mean, what's your first thoughts on that game? You know, with playoff P coming back apparently.
So playoff P finally, decided to step foot in the building. He had a great game. Yeah, he shot like pretty mediocre from 3, but he shot over 50% from the field. So I think he had like 16 rebounds or something like that. Like he had a fat double. So he's playing great, or he was playing great. We'll see, for the rest of the series. But for me, the player to watch on the Celtics right now is Reggie Jackson. Celtics, oh my God, on the Clippers. Not on the Clippers, on the Celtics, on the Clippers, Jesus Christ. Is Reggie Jackson.
I agree.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson is doing great. Also, Marcus Morris Sr. is playing really well. I know in Game 5 he shot like 10 for 12 from the field, so he's doing really well. But yeah, Reggie Jackson is just turning it up right now. He honestly, just a couple of the plays that I was watching last night, you could definitely tell that he was just like, screw it, like I'll do it myself. And he did.
Took over.
Yeah, he really did take over. He had a great game. I love watching Reggie Jackson play in these playoffs.
Yeah, activated his takeover and decided to play well. And
we'll see if it stays for next game.
Yeah, hopefully. But I never thought Reggie Jackson would have been a guy to like rely on in the playoffs. Because like I've watched I've watched him most of his career just because as like an outside fan. It's like I never would have thought Reggie Jackson was like this good, but he is now. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's great. And
really interesting to watch him.
We've been trashing on this guy, and now he's on the bench. And look where the Clippers are at. They won a game. Pat Bev's on the bench now. Look at that. See, Reggie Jackson clearly took the point guard role from him. So,
dude, Pat Bev had one of the worst plays I've ever seen last night. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw it. Like he was trying to pass the ball and just immediately got stolen by, I think it was like Donovan or.
No, it wasn't even the steal. Jazz were inbounding the ball, so they were inbounding. So they were 97 feet away from the other basket. I'm
trying to remember if I remember this play. So just keep talking.
Yeah, so they were very far away on the other end of the court, and I can't remember who was inbounding, but one of the Jazz players was trying to inbound to Donovan Mitchell, and like Pat Bev just like pushes Mitchell over, and they're like,
oh yeah,
yeah, exactly. And I was just watching that like, dude, what are you doing? Because like we know that Pat Bev has a history of being just like overly aggressive and stuff like that, and that's fine.
I mean, that makes a great defender like Marcus Smart, but
he brings good defensive intensity. But I was just like, dude, you got to like put your head on straight. Like you can't be making crappy plays like that in the playoffs.
He is the dollar store Marcus Smart, and he used to be Marcus Smart, but now he's dollar store Marcus Smart. So
he's dollar store. I would like pick him up at like
the penny store.
Like free on trash night.
the free side that was holding up like pick me up. Pick me up.
Like seriously, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, I thought like my X factor. I thought Rondo would have been a big factor, but he hasn't gotten too many minutes, especially with Reggie Jackson like being upcoming, like emerging now as like their second option basically.
Yeah. Which I kind of annoys me because I do want to see playoff Rondo
come last time.
Yeah, I want to see him come out and just like see if he can really just like do it over and over again. But he's not getting that many minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I already said anything about playoff Rondo. Like I just want to see him one last time, especially he might retire after this season. We don't know. He's getting old, man. He's been in the league for so long. We'll see what he does. But I mean, on the Jazz side, they didn't play too bad. Like, I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, I didn't want to like say like, oh, the Jazz played terrible. Like 6 of their guys were double digits. Bogdanovich had 32 points. It didn't help that Donovan only had 20. I mean, 21 is still good for Donovan Mitchell, but man, he was only 28% from 3. And usually he's their main scorer who like creates offense for them. And I mean, Jordan Clarkson did well too. I mean, that's like the two guys I would say like the guard play that are like creating their own shots. Rudy Gobert had some interesting, like, I guess, dunk attempts and like just weird things that happened. I don't know. It was just watching Rudy Gobert that night was really weird. Like it just seemed like there were like trying to pass to him and stuff, and it was like he was double teamed in the paint. They were trying to pass to him, and then like he tried to dunk and he missed like 2 dunks that game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's like, yeah, not an. I mean, he like definitely is an easy double guy, but yeah, no, he's definitely like not a top offensive option for the Jazz, and they definitely shouldn't treat him as one, because if they do, then they're going to be in trouble, I think.
yeah, I just got a text from James that said he's just home, so I told him like if he wants,
I also got that.
Yeah, if he wants to pull up, like if he wants to hop in the podcast, he's welcome to. But I mean, that's the end for the Jazz stuff and the Clippers. I mean, hopefully we'll make the Clippers will make it interesting. If playoff P will make this interesting. I don't know if they will. We'll see if he does.
I hope he does, dude, because like I know a lot of people clown on Paul George. I like him. I think he's a cool guy. And I think he's like a decent player. And he's like, he has such a good frame for just being like a good basketball player. He's 6'7", good perimeter defender. He's able to shoot. Like, I don't know. I just wish that he would not suck sometimes.
You wish you didn't, as again, like you heard me say last time, like you wish he didn't give himself the nickname Playoff P, because if he didn't, ever since he gave himself that nickname, he's been trash or somewhat trash.
He should not have given himself that nickname. And I think that's kind of just like a rule. Just like don't give yourself a nickname like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I've picked up. Let's see. Yeah, never mind. It is an official nickname for Paul George on Basketball References, but he gave it to himself, so it don't count.
Yeah, exactly.
The last thing I wanted to talk about was is not part. It's like, of course we have the Bucks and Nets, but like the thing I wanted to talk about is like, when did I ever see this is like the first time I ever see like Harden care about defense. That's like the thing I wanted to say. Like, just like the only statement I want to say.
Because he's coming off of an injury. Like,
that's who
care about defense now. But yeah, I think it's really interesting because James Harden has been clowned on like mercilessly for putting no effort into defense, which is true. Actually, if you watch some of his clips from the Rockets, it looks like he's putting effort into not playing defense, like actively trying to not play defense.
He just lets people drive by him on the baseline or wherever.
It's weird. I mean, I'm wearing his jersey right now, but like sometimes you just look at him and he just like can't be bothered to play defense, and you're like, dude, come on, But
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really strange because he's coming off this injury now. I actually just saw, because I was watching the Bucks Nets game before I came here. Mm-hmm. They're still playing.
Me too. I was watching it too, so it was an interesting game.
Smoking the Nets, so that's great. But
they're still up by 10.
Oh yeah, James Harden had this play where Giannis drove in. I think it was Giannis or Chris Middleton. Yeah. Someone drove in, and then Harden gets the steal. And on any other day of the week, I'm sure you saw it as well.
Yeah.
Any other day of the week, it would have been an easy fast break for Harden, or like a lob to someone or something like that, transition 3. But he had to like stop and actually like walk backwards to let all the Bucks pass him, because he's got his hamstring hurt. He doesn't want to re-injure it,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because Game 5, like I remember watching that game, just James Harden was basically just a decoy because he just kept like, he was not moving as well. Like he was just shooting up bricks. I'm just like, man was building a house for himself on the court,
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was noticing.
A nice house. He built a nice house. He was 1 for 10 that game.
He was 0 for 8 from the 3-point line. He had 5 points. But KD, 49
point
triple double. 7 and what's the thing? What's it? It's the he had a 49 or whatever, like 45, 15, 10 triple double. Like there's only 4 players in the history of the NBA who made that triple double, and one of them is Luka for last year.
Yeah, so, and I think it was the only triple double of that caliber in the playoffs. Like
ever. Hold on, I'm gonna find. I saw the graphic on the game. Like I don't know if they'll have it on all the stuff on like the news articles, but I saw the graphic on the games. Like only 3 other players in playoff history have made this triple double. One of them was Luka, and I don't remember the other 2. I can't find it. I'm pissed because I think one of them was Karl Malone. I don't remember. Crap.
It's not a big deal, but the point is that KD just turned up that game. He took over. Because he was like, all right, James Harden, if you don't want to score, then I guess I got to do it all myself. And he did. He easily did. He had I'm so upset that he didn't end up getting 50, because a 50-point triple double in the playoffs would have been like unheard of. So yeah, I was upset about that. But I didn't actually get to watch the game. I was in Virginia, so I didn't get to
Mhm.
watch it. But I was following it on my phone. I saw the highlights as well. Like you just
Yeah.
watch KD. He knows his spots. I mean, pretty much every spot on the court for him. But like he knows his spots. He gets there every single time, and he
Oh,
was just on that night. He was automatic.
see, I found it because it was on TNT, and Barkley made a comment because Barkley was the other person to make that triple double along with Oscar Robertson, Luca, and then of course KD. So that's why I was like, Barkley said like, "Yo, he's joined my record or something like that." I was like, I don't know what kind of Barkley comment he made on that, but point being, I was like, yeah, he's joined the tier of Charles Barkley now in the playoffs. It's dope. Oh, look who's back! Look who decided to join us.
Appears.
The Wild O'Connor appears. But yeah, we just finished talking about the 40-15-10 triple double. If you had any comments about that.
Oh my God, that was insane! I saw that when I was watching that. I was like, what?
Oh, bro. Okay, so now that you're here though,
yeah, let's talk about the Suns stuff.
Suns and 4 guy.
Suns and 4. I want to hear from you, Suns fan.
We already talked about him, but I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Yes.
Okay. What do you want me to say? What I think about the Nuggets series or the Suns moving forward in the playoffs?
No, I want your opinion.
Suns and 4 guy.
The Suns and 4
the guy who's punching fans.
Just that altercation. I want to know your opinion.
Oh, he's a fucking genius, and I think that and I think that that Nuggets fan totally deserved to get his ass whooped. And
both of them.
Both of them.
And did you see that Devin Booker signed a jersey?
Yes.
And now he's taking him to Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. That's crazy.
Oh, that's who he got tickets to Game 1.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's like we just talked about. He got a signed jersey from Booker. Like, why don't I just punch Reed during the Nets Celtics series to get a Tatum jersey?
Yeah, no, I was like thinking to myself, I was like, dang, I should have went to the game and just punched someone for no shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, to be fair though, the Nuggets fan swung first.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that he deserved it. You know?
Yeah, no, the Nuggets fans totally deserved it, and that guy's an absolute
Suns and foe.
So hold on, James, do you know this? Did he say this during Game 3 or Game 4? Because I wasn't sure which game he said it at.
Didn't we confirm it was Game 3?
I didn't. Game 3?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, then he's a much more, but yes, he's a legend. Yeah, exactly. Because he predicted the series before.
Because he DM'd Booker after the game and he was like, "Yo, sorry to make the Suns fans look bad, but sentiment still stands."
Yes,
Suns and 4.
That's what it was.
Booker was like, "Nah, you a G."
Yeah, because bro, he is that was awesome.
All right, and also since you're here, because I was saying it earlier, but yeah, just about we were texting about this, but what are your thoughts about the CP? We threw this as hypothetical. Because we were talking about the Jamal Murray and CP3 thing. So think about this hypothetical here. So we're still in the Western Conference semifinals with Nuggets and Suns. Right. And so the Nuggets still have Jamal Murray and the Chris Paul gets COVID on Game 5, Game 6, whatever, and maybe out for the rest of the series. How does that impact the series? Because I said it would make it a tough Game 7, potentially it can go either way. But I had potentially the Nuggets might have won just because they had Jamal Murray back. That's my opinion. But what are your thoughts if you didn't have CP3 for the last 3 games and Jamal was back for the Nuggets?
I mean, I definitely think that would have been more of a problem, but I still think that the Suns probably would have won in 6 or 7.
It's exactly what I said. I said Suns in 6 or 7.
I've been talking about this with a bunch of people, but realistically, in my opinion, I think because this is a possibility for next season. Chris Paul might leave, so he's looking for the bag at this point, and we're not going to give it to him. If he wants $100 million, that's not happening. If he leaves, I don't think that the Suns drop that much. Honestly, there's so much more talent there, and they have such a young core, and I think that they would still be a 4-seed contender.
Yeah. So we were talking about that exact thing, not Chris Paul leaving, but Chris Paul being out.
Yeah.
And we were saying that the CP3 effect is definitely real. Wherever he goes, he makes them better, 100%.
For sure.
But but what I was saying was I think that CP3's specific impact on Booker, specifically on Booker, is what's really pushing the Suns to the next level now. Yes. Because obviously, we know that Booker's good. I already said pretty much the whole thing, but I'll say it for you, James. Booker, obviously good player. We know that. but he goes through slumps occasionally. But CP3 always is able to kind of like get him out of it and keep him performing at a consistent level. So
same thing I said with DeAndre Ayton, having the pick and roll partner with DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
he would not be as much of a player as he is without.
I don't think the Suns would drop like crazy amounts, but I think that it might push them to like a top 4 or 5 contender.
That's
like definitely not as like dangerous as they are right now.
Yeah, no. For sure. But the other thing that I would say though is had we not had CP3, we probably would have kept Rubio, and we were doing well with Rubio.
That's true. Actually.
Yeah. So like I wasn't like completely upset, if like that Rubio left and everything, or he got traded. But like obviously like I was so happy to get Chris Paul and everything, but I think that if we kept Rubio and didn't get Chris Paul, I think that we still would have made a massive run this season and would have been probably like a 6 seed, for me to be realistic.
Yeah, no, I think that even without CP3, I definitely could see I could definitely see like conference finals appearance. Definitely would be a lot more difficult without him. But like the Suns, like you just said, they have a great young core. They're going to be dangerous for years to come, whether CP3 stays or not.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, my last comments on that, like, I don't want to be so high on the Suns. Like, I think they're guaranteed play-in tournament, guaranteed in playoffs, but I just don't know how high I could be on them with Ricky Rubio, because I think Chris Paul is 10 times the level of Ricky Rubio, and I'm just like, it's. I think my like, because I'm a big CP3 fan. Like, I think CP3 like made such a big of an impact on the Suns that they're like the deadliest team in the West, debatably the deadliest team in the West now. So like, especially with how the other teams are playing. So I'm just like, without CP3, I don't know if I could see it. I don't know if I could see the Suns. Like, that's just my outside opinion on that. And it's as fair as a Suns fan. Like, you still had hopes with Rubio because you saw how well Rubio played, and I could understand how well, like, seeing how Rubio played last year or the year before CP3 came. So
as kind of a cop out as it sounds, like we only got an 8-game stretch of seeing that team at its highest level of performance, and that was during the bubble.
And they went 8-0.
Yeah, and then Rubio dipped after that. So like, we didn't get to see a lot of it, but they had a lot of success when we did see it. That's all I'm saying.
Again, my opinion on this, bubble's a little bit of fluke considering the Celtics made the Eastern Conference Finals. So my opinion, I don't really.
The Lakers won the championship.
Yeah, the Lakers won the championship without. Wait, was it without AD?
No, AD was there.
AD was there? Okay, I don't remember.
He had like massive problems throughout the entire playoffs.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Point being that the bubble was just a whole mess, and I just didn't really believe in any results. Like, I still think, like, I'm starting to like come around. Like, Tyler Hero's not as good as he is, and like all that stuff. Like, everything that like came in from the bubble.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, I know you guys have been saying that. I'm starting to agree with it now, especially because like everything that came from the bubble. Like, I'm starting to realize like, well, why? Like, this doesn't make any sense now with a regular a pseudo regular season.
Just like explain to me, like also like like, not to give credit to the organization, but like explain to me how in like one season Jay Crowder became like the best 3-and-D player in the league.
He's been the best 3-and-D player in the whole league.
Like, dude,
or not the best. No. Question. Not the best, but he's a really good role-playing 3-and-D player. Really good. Like,
but like during the bubble, like Jay Crowder was the guy for the Heat. It was like him and Jimmy Butler, and like Tyler Hero had that couple like good games, but like Jay Crowder was the dude.
Right, but like on the Celtics, he wasn't putting up like that.
No,
exactly. I'm.
But
you know what I mean? Like it's on Dallas, he wasn't doing on that.
He's more defense than 3-pointer guy, because I remember the Isaiah team, and I remembered how much Jay Crowder impacted the defense along with Avery Bradley. So like that's like my thing, because I've watched Jay Crowder since the Celtics. So
I think that he's
Bam Adebayo. Yeah,
I think that he's a very easy to like incorporate into like
any team.
Like like a playbook or whatever. Yeah, like any team. Like I think that he's very easy to incorporate. But like I don't know, I just felt like he had a massive jump, like especially on the Heat and moving forward.
Well, he had two similar players and mentality, like in terms of like Jimmy and CP3 both being like hard head mentality. guys, and I think that really did push him. Like having that type of guy around him, I think probably did help. Again, that's like me prior, like putting a high, like I guess regards on like mentality of players, like talking about MJ, Kobe, Jimmy Butler. I always put in that category, that kind of stuff. Like I always love seeing that killer mentality because it really does elevate a player and also elevates the team around you. Like look at the Heat without Jimmy Butler, they're just bottom tier.
Oh yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Kind of cheeks, honestly.
Kind of cheeks. They only have Bam Adebayo, and then
not playing well at all.
Yeah, they only got Bam, and Bam can't carry a team clearly because without Jimmy, I don't think Bam can do it. Because you see it with what happened to Siakam and the Raptors without Kawhi, and like Kyle Lowry towards the end of his career. So I don't really believe. Anyway, point being, mentality is a great thing. I love, and that's why I'm always praising CP3, and I praise the Suns for getting CP3 to boost their team and like exponentially. Like all their players have played well with CP3 around, so CP3 effect is crazy.
Makes the teams he goes to better.
Yep, the CP3 effect.
Gotten worse since he got there.
But yeah, I mean, since you hopped on, James, did you have any comments about the recent the other games in the semifinals, other than the and the Suns stuff?
Dude, like just the entire Nets series right now is just a nail biter. Just a nail biter.
You're telling me, bro.
All the way through.
No, because here's what happens is that every time, so we smoked them in the first 2 games, and they beat us in the next 2 games, even the series, right? Then KD drops almost a 50-point triple-double. We win. Now we're getting smoked this game. Like it's constant back and forth. And for some reason, in every single first quarter or first half, after the first 2 games, in these past 3 games, the first half, the Nets are like deathly allergic to scoring. Like they just can't do it. I swear to God, they started this game 0 for 8 with 4 turnovers.
Yep.
Like I'm watching it. I'm like, dude, I was screaming at my TV. Like I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Right.
Joe Harris has I think when I last checked, he was 4 for 21 on this series. Or like his past 21 attempts. He's made 4 of them. And this is the guy who led the league in 3-point shooting, 47% on the season.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I just want to put out there very, very quick. Don't have to talk much about it.
Yeah.
But Kyle Kuzma is shooting a better 3-point percentage than Trae Young.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
My God. Don't bring that up. Do not bring up Kyle Kuzma. I swear I'll punch my screen.
Like,
Stop
what
it.
is this?
Stop it. Stop it. I don't know
what planet we're living on where Kuz has a better 3-point percentage. But also, like, Kuz still blows.
Oh, yeah.
He only took like 3 3-pointers a game. You probably got lucky and got like 3 3-pointers in like per game, some like certain games. I swear that's inflated. That is inflated.
Like how does that happen? How does that happen?
That's what I'm saying, bro. This entire season, the playoffs, everything, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we went on a little tangent about like this season's felt kind of whack, just been injuries and everything. So, I mean, that's kind of what we went on, a little tangent on that.
Yeah, I mean, to give my 2 cents on it real quick, I think that it was mainly just because of how little of time like every team had to prepare for.
Okay, so I was actually going to ask you after you made your comment about, did you see LeBron's comment?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, I mean, you're shaking your head, but it seems like you agree with him.
I'm shaking my head because I think that LeBron's being like a punk about it.
I mean, because he's right, and he's being like, "I told you so." I'm
right. You know, like I do think that in some sense, yes, he is right. Like so because and here's why, because they really didn't have an off season like at all.
No, like 2 months.
Yeah,
something like that.
They went straight into training camp, and then it was preparing for next season. So like all these guys really haven't had that much of a break, and I think that their bodies are just wearing out towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. That's all I think.
Yeah, no, and I was saying that like because I was
running the punk though.
He's definitely being a punk about it. There's no doubt.
Anyway.
But yeah, I was saying like I don't know if it's true or not with that whole like shortened off season thing, but I think that like the effects are definitely being felt. You know, I mean, without trying to sound like a broken record, because me and Makoto already talked about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's for sure. Like they didn't have enough time. And now we're seeing the effects. We're seeing superstars, sitting out in the playoffs because they're getting injured.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like what I also think about it is like don't go out there and play like a bunch of these games and then go on fucking social media and talk about how you don't want to play anymore and that like you want to sit and blah 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 blah. You wanted to play this next season, so play the freaking season. Like don't be a bitch about it.
Here,
and
you know,
all over social media.
You know what? Like my take on that. Like you brought up this really good idea. Like I just thought about like instead of being a punk about it, just like be a voice for the players and talk to the Players Association about shortening the season instead of playing the whole season and just, I guess, not using your voice. He is the most influential voice in the NBA, along with the Players Association. He could have easily made them cut down at least 10 games of the regular season before the season even started to give them more of a break.
They already did. They had a 72-game season.
I'm talking about 10 from 72. I'm not talking about like give like a 62-game season. Point being, give them more break, like time to like more breaks, like more of a break before they go into training camp and stuff. Like he instead of like doing that, he was just focusing on his movie. Like I swear, like he could have done so much to give these players some rest in the offseason. Because think about how much impact. If LeBron says it, Adam Silver has to cave in. You think about it.
Yeah.
You think about it. Like he's that much of an impact on the NBA.
I agree. I mean, he's definitely a big enough impact on the refs. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No. You know who's a big impact on the ref? Harden. I swear. No travel's been called ever in his life. I swear. I'm just gonna say that right now, even though he's on the Nets.
I plead for this
treading some dangerous territory.
Yeah, I'm also talking about in the sense of Harden on the Rockets because that's when he used to do that a lot. But I think Harden now is more of a playmaker type, so he doesn't do it as much.
His step back three is definitely
undefeated.
There's no doubt about that.
It's undefeated, but questionable.
He's questionable right now. He's at like 10%, dude. He should not be playing.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, definitely no. I think he should be sitting for sure. But I'm talking about when he was on Houston and he does his whole move where everyone says it's a travel. So I watched a video where apparently, based on the NBA rulebook, like specifically for the NBA, you know exactly what I'm about to say. It's like this whole like 0-step thing. Yeah, so he
has a 0 step. He technically has an extra step in there, technically.
Yeah, because like apparently the step where you gather the ball, that doesn't count as a step. So
the first step back is technically a gather step, and then he takes another 2 steps back, which counts as 2 steps and shoots it.
And
you're kidding me?
Here's why. I'll elaborate a little bit more on what Reed's saying. So basically,
this is the last thing we're going to talk about because I think we should go back to watching the Nets game after this vote. Yeah, you can finish up, James.
I want to watch
that if you dribble and then you're on your way to like making your 2 steps, you could, as you're gathering the ball, you technically don't have full control or full gather of the ball yet, so you don't have planted yet, so you still get another 2 steps after you technically have already taken a step. So it's a way to cheat it a little bit.
Yeah. So whether or not you agree with that rule,
that's stupid.
But Makoto obviously doesn't like it. But
no, it's stupid.
According to the NBA rules, technically it is not a travel.
Yeah, but that's in the rules. I can't say anything about it, I guess, because it's in the rules.
You can argue a bunch of stuff though. Like even like the jump shot foul where like if it's like on a jump shot and they go into the zone.
Oh yeah.
The shooter.
The landing zone stuff. Yeah.
That can be argued 10 different ways,
Yeah.
Like,
bro, I'm telling you, like these refs, at least for these playoffs, it's like they have no consistency with the calls.
Oh yeah, I know.
I was like, at least if you're gonna make a bad call, at least be consistent about like the landing zone, like bad calls and stuff.
I mean, seriously, no. But the thing that pisses me off the most as watching the Bucks Nets series is this 10-second violation on the free throw line.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Giannis is clearly taking more than 10 seconds.
Yeah. It was like 15 seconds.
Wait, I'm serious. And I don't know if is it when he gets the ball or when he gets to the free throw line?
When he gets the ball.
All right. So I think I think it should be when he gets to the free throw line and extend it to maybe like 15 seconds or something. Cause like he sits at the free throw line before getting the ball already for like an extra 10 seconds. Cause he does the whole thing where, he looks at the hoop, breathe out and he takes his practice shot without the ball. And it ends up being like a 30-second, like 25 to 30-second ordeal to take one free throw for this dude.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I'll add to that is that they do the 10-second rule for free throws, including a Mississippi, which is why it's done.
One Mississippi. All right,
that's why it's done.
Good clarification. Because
That's why it's dumb.
Lane's a lot.
If it was actually 10 seconds, there would be a whole different.
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe I'm just being like a little butthurt because I'm watching Giannis.
No, I agree.
But it's like, no, dude, it's just really frustrating because every time he gets fouled, it brings all the momentum, no matter who has the momentum, to a screeching halt.
Right. And it like realistically, on average, an NBA player should be shooting a free throw within 5 or 6 seconds.
Like it shouldn't take this long because also like he takes 6 dribbles, which is already like I think too many.
Too much.
But even then, it's like you take your dribbles and then shoot. But he like looks at the hoop, deep exhale, like brings the thing up, holds it for a hot second, then shoots it. Like, dude, it's like just take the damn.
Oh my god!
And obviously the ritual doesn't work because he sucks at shooting free throws.
40. Okay, I was gonna bring up he's 47% from free throw line in the playoffs.
Oh, in the playoffs? I thought it was for the season. I was like, no way.
No, just in the playoffs. He's turning into Ben Simmons. But yeah, that's the last thing we're gonna talk about before we go on another tangent. We'll see y'all next week with hopefully the conference finals matchups. We'll see who gets matched up in the West against the Suns. East, I have no clue who's even going to be playing because they're all just like it's back and forth again for both the West teams. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it looks like the Bucks are going to win Game 6 and then they're going to go to Game 7. So we'll see what happens. We'll see y'all next week, hopefully with some more breaking news like we had this week because we had a lot of fun news to talk about. So till next week, everybody, peace.
Peace.